Gonna be reacting to a training compilation video that Kevin made all about Sidney Crosby. You guys are gonna watch me react to this thing for the first time, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take all the movements that Sid was doing and create a workout so you can absolutely crush it out in the ice. All right, let's get this thing going.
Being able to train with Nate, he's one of the fastest guys in the NHL, so having that opportunity to go against him off the ice and on the ice, hopefully he'll keep me fast.
That's awesome. This reminds me of the days when we weren't training in lockdown. This looks awesome. Going over into rollover sprints here. Looks like a great facility. Some quick toe tap drills, A-march variations. A lot of the speed classics here. See a somersault sprint here. And Nate completely flipping on his butt.
I'm gonna try to go right, hopefully.
Somersault sprint's kind of a tough one for me to rationalize in this video. If you're familiar with the hockey training workouts that I create, there's a lot of sprint variations. You've got mountain climber sprints, you've got turnaround sprints, you've got falling start sprints, but there's always some sort of a purpose, whether it be progressive overload or a hockey-specific training variation or even a technical cue. I can't really rationalize the somersault sprint here. I'm not sure. It could just be a technical overload, like creating chaos, trying to improve coordination in a fatigued state. You could rationalize an argument there, but probably wouldn't be my first choice in terms of speed training. More quick feet work, a little jump over the bench.
You looked a little quicker than Sid on that one.
Yeah, well, it's pretty obvious to see. That's the trainers too.
Sid's gonna start on that line, Nate, you start on this side. Karaoke.
Karaoke, into forward sprint.
I'm good with it.
I like the karaoke movement. It's one that's so flexible. I mean, it's one you can use in a warm-up, in a workout, and in a cool-down. It's great for that lateral power that a lot of hockey players use. It's also great for creating that type of skating stance that you would want triple flexion in your planting leg, but triple extension in the stride length leg. It does a lot of these things. You can do it in both directions for structural balance, and then when you include a sprint after it to make it even more dynamic and explosive, this is something that I like to use a lot in my training, so I'm happy to see Sid do it here. And to make it a race is even more fun. There's nothing like that competitive drive. Especially with these two boys.
Lexi says a draw, I say sit on that side. Roll outside the line, hit it here.
Taking it like a man.
Okay. You got karaoke all the way to this side, turn, and excel. All right, boys, this is a one-time tiebreaker, one set.
This is what it's all about. I love this kind of training. Roll over, into karaoke, into finishing sprint, and Sid's got it.
He's always mad when he loses. So am I though, so I know my day will come too. Next week I'll probably lose and do the exact same thing.
I love that
intensity. It's good for us once or twice a week maybe. You know, you want to make sure you're doing things right and well, and sometimes when you're racing or in competition, you don't always do that. So I really enjoy this kind of stuff. I feel like it carries over for me. If I feel good doing this, usually I know that once I start skating a bit more that you know, it's going to transfer over pretty good. It's whatever makes you confident, whatever gets you into the right form come training camp. So.
And that's really big right there. Like what he's talking about creating confidence. There's a psychology to training. It's not just your body all the time. What helps you feel better and what prepares you for camp and what you know works for you, that can't be understated and it can't be under-respected. There's a lot that goes into your prep, not just physically, but psychologically. Seeing him enjoy his workouts, that's what actually allows you to stay in the game at as high of a level as he has, training hard, following diets, being in the NHL. I mean, this guy, he's been a prospect ever since he was this high, you know what I'm saying? So the fact that he can still find ways to enjoy the process, that is the real key to longevity in hockey. Love seeing this.
This is just things that I like to do. A hockey player, we put ourselves through a lot of wear and tear through the course of a season.
He scored! Sidney Crosby lights the lamp!
There's so many different things, I think, to motivate you when you're working out. You know, a lot of times you're going against the clock, you're being timed, you're being
a little
judged on
reverse
reps
lunge
or
into
weight,
Russian step up.
and you know, you're going against yourself. So I know for me personally, that's probably the toughest thing. And then obviously, you know, in the back of your mind, you know that it's going to transfer over to the ice, and you want to win. So you want to help your team, you know, win hockey games, and part of that is being committed off the ice as well. It takes a toll on your body, so I guess any edge you can kind of gain in your footwear or your equipment.
I like a lot about this clip that's going on right now. I mean, he's doing the reverse lunge into Russian step up, which is a great way to open up the hips. And you can tell by his intensity that he was doing it in a warm up. And that's exactly where I would place that movement as well. You see here as well, he's doing his walking lateral squats. And you're gonna notice, I'll actually bring you back. You'll notice that he actually stays low during the lateral portion.
It takes a toll on
See
your
how
body,
he's staying
so I guess
low?
any edge you can kind of gain in your footwear or your equipment.
When you stay low across that lateral portion of the movement, that's what's really gonna help open up the hips. If you just squat, go back up, take a step, squat, go back up, there's some range of motion there happening within the hips, but staying low that whole time is really gonna help unlock the hips. And that's obviously gonna contribute towards your edge work, and Sid's the edge work OG. So it's not surprising to see him do some movements that really help with the edge work here. And I also like, just while he's talking about this, he's talking about seeing a result out in the ice. A lot of people struggle with motivation, but I think that they struggle with motivation when they don't see the result, right? Nothing is more motivating than results. Like, there's not many sweeping statements I can make about every single hockey player in the world, but one that I think I can make is that results motivate us. So when you're doing hockey specific training to get that hockey specific result, it's a lot easier to stay motivated because you do dominate out in the ice. Dryland training done properly absolutely works. I think a lot of people struggle with motivation when they exercise rather than train. If you're just moving, you can't expect to always become a better hockey player. But when you're doing hockey training and seeing the result out in the ice, that motivation's a gone factor at that point. You become committed because the momentum carries itself through every single training session.
That can help you or prevent injuries or pressure on your joints, things like that. Another thing that I notice is, you know, you're able to do things for a little bit longer. When it comes to running, you're able to run a little bit farther. You don't feel like your body's taxed as much, and you need the results at the end of the day. They look good, but you want to have results.
Here's a chance for
Absolutely.
Crosby. Shoots and scores! Sidney Crosby!
I'm pretty strict, honestly, during the summer, but maybe the odd piece of cake here or there.
Yeah.
Ice cream, something once in a while to keep you happy. But I think as an athlete, you kind of understand that's part of it, and you got to make those little sacrifices. It's not a big deal once you get in the routine of not.
See, I like this too. This is when you see any top pro, like in any sport, mind you, they understand the value of training and they understand the value of nutrition. Like Sid saying that he stays pretty strict even throughout the entire summer. I mean, a lot of hockey players just kind of throw it away during the summer. And he says that he has the odd piece of cake and the odd ice cream. And some people might crack a smirk at that like I just did. But that's for him to bring that up and say it only happens from here to there. This is somebody who strictly follows the nutritional guidelines that are set for them, and somebody who follows a training plan and understands the synergy between those two and how it impacts your on-ice performance. So I really like seeing someone at the top mention these things, because you're only gonna listen to Coach Garner so much. I can only hammer this home on weekly videos so often, but when you see people like Sidney Crosby out there talking about the benefits of diet, talking about the benefits of training, how it makes him a better hockey player. He listed endurance, he listed injury prevention, he listed all kinds of things that he's talking about here, and I just really like that type of example being set within hockey, because in the hockey world, there's a lot of ways in which people create a laugh out of poor preparation, essentially. Like whether it's going to be cheat meals, going out for wings after the game, going out for beers after the game. All this stuff always gets a laugh, and it does because it's funny, but to anybody who really wants to reach their hockey potential, of course, this isn't the type of information that they'd like to receive. So I really like this. I think that this would be a good person to emulate in terms of weekly structure. I know if I looked at his weekly structure, something I always say to the hockey training community is, don't tell me your goals, show me your schedule, because your schedule is going to show me your goals, period. It should always show me your goals. And I know if I looked at his schedule, I would expect that he was a high-level hockey player.
Seeing those kind of things, but sometimes it's a little easier said than done. Also, injury prevention. You know, the stronger and better prepared you are for a long season, hopefully the healthier you'll be and the more games you can play. So there's a lot goes into it, but I think, you know, improving and staying healthy are a big part of that.
Lunges with reach. It's a great movement to help. You see that lunge with reach. You can kind of fool you to think that that's just lower body unlocking the hips, and although it does do that, that extra reach there is actually mobilizing a section of the spine known as the thoracic spine, and that is an excellent area to mobilize to maximize your slap shot power. So when you're looking at that, you are unlocking your hips for better edge work, but you're definitely unlocking a little known area that a lot of hockey players don't know about, known as the thoracic spine, so that you can get more torque on your slap shots.
It's sort of week one here with our training, so we're really just
golden
creating an introduction to some movement. Working on technique, trying to make the drills feel easy as they go, and then ramp up as the summer goes along.
What do I look like, boys?
It's just the light. The hill here in Halifax is a really cool spot because it's a national historic site.
That's awesome.
Plus, there's obviously that element of having used it for years and years.
More
in the past.
A-march
It's
variations.
reminiscent of, you know, those earlier days that we spent.
I love
so
the
much time
hill
on here.
too.
There it is.
The hill is a great way. If you don't have a sled or if you don't have a prowler, a hill can be a great option to add some additional resistance that you otherwise couldn't be getting from your training program if you didn't have a sled or a prowler. It's a great way. You can do sprints, karaoke, lateral shuffles, crossovers. You can do all kinds of different variations uphill to add some resistance into the program and really just give your body a shock. It's known as progressive overload. If you do, say, crossovers on flat ground for a training phase and then move up to uphill the next training phase, that is a sufficient overload because the movement is going to be much tougher even if you cover the exact same distance.
Really good.
Just to be home is always great. It's relaxing, and we've got the hockey school this week, so it's been a lot of fun. It's good to be back, but it's first week, so this is always a good way to kind of
Getting
going
some
and
healthy
build
food.
Kind of stability and foot speed and all that kind of stuff. So that's good to be back at it.
So this time we're going to pick one side, crossover, and then go.
Crossovers,
There it is.
45-degree crossovers. That's awesome. Excellent agility movement.
Sid likes to always do 1-2 extra.
I like to, if you
He's
actually,
pretty much the dream client.
I was actually yapping while he said that, but he's talking about his core, it looked like there.
Bring your core up a little bit too.
There you go.
Absolutely.
That's somebody who's in tune with their body. The agility involves a lot more core than people understand and respect. Agility is essentially your ability to absorb and redirect forces. If you don't have stability, then you're never going to be able to absorb that initial force. Stability comes from the core. And what he's doing is an agility-based exercise. He's doing crossovers, which is great to mimic the crossover movement on the ice. Also, of course, develop lateral power. But the fact that he's turning that into an uphill 45-degree turn means he has to absorb and redirect that force instantaneously, which means the core has to fire on all cylinders for that to happen. And it looked like it was his first set, and he already said that you can feel the core. That's somebody who is very in tune with the language that their body's speaking.
He likes to always do 1-2 extra.
He's pretty much the dream client. The way he's built, he's just got so many different tools physiologically as an athlete. In hockey, you just need almost every athlete kind of lumped into one.
See the size of his calves.
And that's exactly what he is.
All right, looks like that's the end of the video. There was a lot of cool exercises that we can pull from that. Let's get to your workout.
All right, so what I got prepared for you is a Sidney Crosby inspired dryland hockey speed workout. Due to the high intensity nature of this training, you're going to need to perform a proper warm up and cool down for maximum performance and recovery. And I've included both of those protocols for you in the video description below. Getting into the workout now, you're gonna kick this off with a superset doing both lateral figure eights and 7-dot drills in a back-to-back fashion. I want you to perform 20 seconds of each movement with no rest in between. And then once you've completed the 7-dot drill, you're gonna rest 60 seconds and repeat the superset 3 times. Both of these drills are excellent for ankle stability, edge work, and improving quick feet mechanics out in the ice. For the lateral figure eights, make sure you don't cross your feet and that you maintain a shuffling technique while always keeping your hips facing forward. And for the 7-dot drill, if you don't have the edge work honeycomb from our hockey speed kit, no worries. You can just replicate the same pattern with your feet on the grass. Go as fast as you can with these without sacrificing your technique or posture. Let's get into a high velocity hockey speed movement. What you're gonna do is space 2 cones 5 yards apart, crossover step from one to the next, and then immediately sprint uphill as fast as you can for 10 yards. If you've got a hill with an approximate 45-degree incline, that's the absolute best. But if you don't have a hill around, it is okay to just do these on flat ground as well. This exercise is to be done alone and not supersetted. Rest 90 seconds in between sets. Repeat this for 6 total rounds, and make sure you change which direction you start your crossover with on every single set so that you remain structurally balanced. This is an awesome exercise for working your crossovers, improving your agility, and training your body to have more explosive speed out in the ice. We're going to finish this workout off with a power-based superset designed to enhance starting speed as well as acceleration out in the ice. What you're going to do is superset vertical jumps with 45-degree crossovers. You're going to vertically jump 3 times as explosively as possible, ideally at the base of the hill, then rest 30 seconds before performing a 10-yard, 45-degree crossover sprint uphill. After your crossovers, you're going to rest 60 seconds and repeat this for 6 total rounds. I also want you to perform the quick direction change you see Kevin executing here at the end of the 10-yard crossover, as it's going to help with your skating transitions and agility. The vertical jumps contribute significantly to your starting speed and acceleration ability, whereas the uphill crossovers are uniquely great for hockey players because it's your leg that goes under that pushes the ice to create more speed. We're replicating that exact same effect here, but adding additional resistance since you're going uphill, which in the end is going to result in you not losing any speed during your crossovers in a game setting. Before you go crush this workout, make sure you pick up your free explosive speed package through the link in the comments section so that you never run out of elite hockey speed training tactics. Please do us a huge favor and hit the like and subscribe button if you want more videos like this, and don't forget to check out our brand new off-season hockey training programs over at hockeytraining.com. Let's go!